Dion's a very valuable guy for us. He's our third down back. He's a really smart player. You trust him in protections, and he's done a nice job. The screens game, obviously, like a lot of things, when they don't work, there's issues there you got to clean up. You hit some early in the year, and then there's a couple that we left a lot of yards on the field. So we're, like anything in the game, good or bad, we're looking to get better.
Looked like Marcus did a much better job of getting rid of the ball, avoiding negative plays. How does a guy like that, he talked about his the clock in his head. How do you improve that as a quarterback as you go along?
Well, there's a lot of factors of that. As you get comfortable with, what we're trying to do, different guys out there, the timing, the spacing, the trust in the passing game, it all goes together. And so obviously last week we hit a couple things early and got moving on all cylinders in that regard.
Derek seems to have eliminated the desire to bounce so much, and you haven't had some of those big losses that go with it. How much more important has it been to you guys that he's more willing to stick it up in there and stick with it?
But just like a lot of guys, you're asking them, and then you're trying to improve in certain areas. And I think I won't speak for Derek, but just watching it, a lot of it is trust. He's trusting what we're asking, what he's trying to do, and he's had good results so far.
A lot of people were kind of asking about Derek maybe going into this year, whether he was going to be the same Derek at the end of last year or earlier. Has he answered that question in your mind?
I don't put labels on guys. Honestly, he's just focused on improving from Derek from year 1 to year 2 to year 3 to where we are now. So he's done a nice job with that. All those guys are. We just kind of we're in tunnel vision, just trying to move forward and getting better.
I guess maybe I'm asking the same question. Are you seeing some of the same things that you saw towards the end of last year?
Different. It's different. I mean, you take some of the things that happened last year or even the end of last year. He's been consistent, and Derek's done a nice job.
When you look at Buffalo's defense, is it scheme, is it talent, is it a mixture of both? What makes them so?
It's good. They know who they are. They're extremely well coached, and they're very fundamental. And they have a style they want to play with, and they believe in it. They preach it, and they do it week after week. And so they do a really nice job. So we get a tough challenge for us.
How do you weigh wanting to be aggressive against them, but also understanding that you can't turn the ball over in what's probably going to be a pretty physical?
Yeah, I think that's every week when whether you're trying to set things up or the timing, and when you're trying to get things called. That's every week, though. I mean, you never go in there and want to be afraid and, oh no, disaster may strike here or there. No, it's the same challenge every week in that regard.
Fair to say that the moment has not been too big for A.J. Brown so far. He hardly seems to be a rookie that's overwhelmed by the spotlight or by the NFL in general.
No, I give him and Nate Davis both credit. They both stepped in there, and there's times where there's things that they got to improve on, and there's times they've showed up and made plays, and AJ's certainly done that. And he's, as a sign, there's a lot of little things too that it's not seen. You see the highlight stuff like that, but all these guys, we're just asking them to get better in certain situations and certain plays that we're asking them to do.
You see him potentially increasing snaps as you.
That's just going to change on game to game. There's things that we put up. Personnel that changes week to week. There's certain assignments we ask them. It's like all rookies. It's a fine line of trying to find out when the diminishing return is, right? And we got a lot of guys we believe in. All 5 of those guys have played a big role for us in different capacities. DJ made one of the biggest plays of the game in 4 minutes, and DJ's done a nice job. And DJ's probably the unknown guy in that room, but we got a lot of faith in all 5 of those guys.
How pleased have you been with the passing game? Was that something that you wanted to do to speed up that decision-making process for Marcus?
Well, it's just like it's week to week and what we thought our matchups were and what we were trying to attack. And it's just the opportunities were there to get them called.
How pleased have you been with the 4-minute offense and your ability to keep the clock running when you have a lead?
Yeah, no, they did a nice job. We knew the situation in the game. It was a 2-possession game, and that was probably Derek's best stretch. He finished a lot of those runs that had been two-yard runs, and we came back to some of them. And he did a nice job closing out. It's very important, all those situations, in the half, in the game.
With Corey Davis, a lot of his teammates have always talked about his talent and what he's shown out here. It's kind of the key to unlocking that more consistently on Sundays.
Well, it's kind of a unfair question to Corey, because Corey's done a lot of good things that go unnoticed. There's a lot of things you ask him in plays that go unnoticed. You know, he may have been the primary read. The coverage took us somewhere else. He's been very consistent. Corey's a great teammate. He's improved in a lot of aspects. I mean, just that is one guy. If you talk about snap count, there's a reason Corey's out there all the time. You trust him, and you trust him in the pass game. You trust him in the run game, and Corey's consistently, and he strives to get better every week. Last week, obviously, the ball found him early, and he got more touches. But it wasn't for a lack of trying in earlier weeks.
Is it more often than not, he's